Hey guys, let's check out this replay that we played yesterday. This is post patch. We get a pretty good specialist here. We could go for the aerial spec, which has the dogs in it. We also love the tanks because the tanks are just pretty good chaff in general. And let's see what the opponent goes for. So this is the world 6 highest ranked opponent. Did he just go random? That's interesting. All right, so maybe we kind of got lucky. He went for a random pack, but his pack is pretty good. You know, dogs and hounds, I think, generally speaking, it's a really good pack. So this player, this is P-Man. He's yeah, 6th in the world, so 2,340 MMR. I think one of the first times we faced him before. And this is right after the nerf, so we're looking at 300 cost for the incendiary bomb. For a pretty decent sized nerf. But I still think that the Houndfire is still decent, to be honest. I think this is way too expensive, and I think the technology is pretty garbage. It's just that compared to the other technologies that have fire, which is very rare, like the Stormcrawler or maybe unlocking a Vulcan, you know, this is still way cheaper. So I don't like it. I think it's garbage, like how easily the missiles get intercepted. But it's the only thing we have, really. So, and it's still good. It's still better. I don't think it's better than the Vulcan per se. It's just that, like, you can get this online on round 3, round 4. Whereas the Vulcan, you know, you need round 6, round 7. So, and that's a huge deal. Most of the time, the game's already lost by round 6, round 7. So we go for our standard layout. We you know, kind of start putting the crawlers behind the tower now. We have our tanks in a vertical positioning for the balls. And it looks like we're gonna lose this round. Not a big deal. All right, and let's see what happens in round 2. All right, so we just skip here. I mean, actually, we're aerial spec. We could have gone for this. So, but we just didn't. Like, it would have been a pretty good idea, but I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where maybe it's probably better not to take it unless you already have targets lined up. And there's nothing really here that needs the extra damage. So we go with our Phantom Race. This is what we do every single game. Nothing new here. And He-Man goes for the Phoenix. It's pretty standard as well nowadays. He needs most high-level players. They're always building Phoenixes because they're probably anticipating a Phoenix or usually a Wasp. Not really a Phantom Ray, but they're anticipating the air, especially when we lose the ground. The only answer really is an air unit. So we get our flanked here. And this is kind of the reason why I don't like to have our like hounds here or like especially the crawlers here, because this whole pack gets pulled. Whereas if they were more in the center, they would just go up and only the Phantom Rays would go take care of it. So that's why I really don't like the normal way of positioning things. And, you know, we lose the tower as a result. We would have lost the tower anyways, but it would have come at a better time. And it already looks kind of bad. Like just that one hound is pulling, you know, a good portion of our army over. It's not the best thing. It's not the thing you want to see. And it looks like our 2 Phantom Rays aren't going to be able to take out the Phoenix. So we'll lose the round. So far, it's not a huge deal, but it's not going great. But that's fine. That's fine. So here we have to take the additional deploy. We both take it pretty quickly. And now just put a Phantom Ray here to deal with it directly. To just see how much money we have. We only have enough for the Phantom Rays. We actually get a crawler and we decide to put it here. So this is a somewhat advanced play for us. We don't, we're not a flank master like the rat. You know, we're not like crazy good with these aggro. We get pulled. We don't really pull them. But I figure, okay, we have the money. We have the deployment, the third deployment. Why don't we, do something with it? So we put our unit there. And now there's another hound here. So we're gonna, this is gonna get pulled. This is gonna get pulled. The only thing in front is gonna be the 2 tanks and this, and then this guy. So versus his whole army. So it's not gonna be. It's probably not gonna go great. But let's see how it works. Good thing with the tanks, they actually managed to stall the opponent for a bit. And this part is already back into the fight. Looks like our Phantom Rays have taken out this. And now the opponent tower is level 2 here. So can our Phantom Rays take out the Phoenix here? It's kind of close, but we've got a little bit more chaff for some reason. And yes, we can. We managed to do that. We go for the Scorpions here because there's the balls. Goes for the Mustangs because there's the Phantom Rays. Plus there's missiles from the Phantom Rays. It all makes sense. And now we just keep going more Phantom Rays. Right? We haven't. This is round 4. We haven't clicked any technology yet. Neither has the opponent. We put a missile here, and the logic is we see a shield, so we're trying to hit this this kind of pack of stuff. But if we put it too close, it's going to hit the shield. So we're going to wait for it to come out and just hit it with the missile. Unfortunately, we don't have the advanced missile device, but given that we have no money left, we wouldn't have been able to afford this missile had we went for the advanced missile device specialist that gives the triple damage. Yeah, still no technologies. We're just kind of we're just waiting to see how things play out. So here's the missile. It looks like it does a decent amount of damage. It doesn't hit the steel balls. Could kill some of the Mustangs. Overall, it's pretty good value, I'd say. Fortunately, we still lose the tower. There's this army here isn't being dealt with. So we're gonna take out the level 2 tower from the opponent pretty quickly. And the Phantom Rays are just gonna clean up. There's just way too much Phantom Rays. The Phantom Ray numbers. The Phantom Rays are like Zergs. There's just too many to deal with. Now, let's see what the opponent goes for, and let's see what we go for here. We just skip. I mean, there's nothing really to electromag. You could argue that you might want to electromag the shield, but it doesn't guarantee that we'll kill the shield. And he doesn't have any technologies. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing that this can do. So, why pick it? We go for shield because the main threat is actually the Phoenixes. And the shield's going to go well into the Mustangs as well. We do our missile trick again. Opponent goes for the electromag. Looks like we probably need to level up our tower because it keeps getting taken down. Notice we haven't sold anything. So we opponent has all these spells and abilities. We have nothing. We haven't even sold anything. And I think sometimes it's just better not to sell, because, you know, it costs deployments, it costs tempo, and if your stuff is halfway useful, then, you know, just keep it, right? I mean, sometimes I get in the routine of just wanting to sell because, you know, there's always something that can replace it that's better, but sometimes it's just better to have more stuff on the ground. Alright, so the opponent goes Raidens, which makes sense. He needs something to deal with these Phantom Rays. But just 2 Raidens with no technologies into, I don't know how many packs, like probably, you know, 6-7 packs of Phantom Rays or more, is with shield now, is going to be pretty tough. And notice that the we don't really have any chaff clear. The Phantom Rays are just taking care of everything. You could say that the tanks are chaff clear, but, you know, they're, you know, we have a few hounds. We don't really have chaff clear. So we get the drop, and we get fire now. It's basically free. So, you know, we get the fire. I mean, obviously fire is going to be pretty good for us. We're lacking in chaff clear. And what is the opponent going to get? Let's wait. So, we still haven't clicked Ray Oil yet. And we just go for the oil here. And again, the reason why... not again, but the reason why we actually haven't clicked the Hound Fire or the Ray Oil is because he's got Hounds with Fire Extinguisher already in position. So the moment that we click this and he clicks that, we're down basically 300 plus 300. He's only down 200. So it's like we just lose 400 right there. So we don't want to, you know, we're probably going to lose the game, you know, by just giving away 400. We finally level up our tower. Just keep building this line of Phantom Rays. Still decided we don't need to sell anything. I mean, probably should, given how little damage this did. But, you know, we're trying to end the game, you know, pretty soon. And, you know, are we even going to get the 100 value back from the, you know, from the sell? I mean... yeah, really, this should probably have been sold a couple rounds ago. So the oil come down on round 6. We plan to light all the Mustangs on fire. Notice that he also doesn't have any technologies on the Mustang. His first technology might have been the Raiden with fork, which is pretty interesting because you would imagine that the first technology is chain. I've always heard that chain is better than fork. I'm not quite sure. And I always thought you went, like, you're supposed to go range first, then chain. So, I'm not sure if the fork is correct or incorrect. But we get an absolutely huge round from the fire. And we're nearly able to end the game. Unfortunately, we don't want to give any opportunity for the opponent to come back. And seeing that he has 18 health... is very, very disheartening because we've totally lost games before where the opponent could come back. All he needs to do is start winning a round and then, you know, wins 2 more rounds. It's highly probable that, you know, stuff like that does happen. But we're not happy about this. This is like kind of just teasing us. So now the opponent, I guess, puts down some shields. He's worried about the maybe he's worried about like more fire. Maybe he's worried about the incendiary bomb, which is what we end up getting. And you know, and at this point he's thinking, yeah, we need to get the Raidens online ASAP. Finally gets the range in, but it's very confusing that he goes for fork instead of chain. I'm not the expert again on Raiden, but you would imagine that chain is supposed to be better than fork. Now, we just go for the cloak technology because when we fly in to the Raidens, they're going to get a couple shots off. But if we can fly really close, you know, start firing, then they get their shot off, you know, the cloak actually helps us, basically here. So we get another chaff, and we actually go 2 more chaffs, and we just put them here. The idea is maybe we can like lure like a few of the Raidens there. I don't think that's I don't think it really did anything. You see one Raiden is kind of goes out. But this incendiary bomb is devastating, absolutely devastating. Like most of the Mustangs have died, most of the chaff have died, just through that little sliver. Notice we still haven't clicked, you know, the fire. The Raidens, the mass Phantom Rays are just doing everything. And it looks like it's going to be a very convincing victory for us. And that is indeed what happens. So looking at the opponent's board, very surprised to see like the lack of technologies. Makes a lot of sense though. He doesn't want to commit to a technology that can get easily countered. The Raidens, you know, again, I keep mentioning about the chain technology. It would probably probably better to go chain and then electromag. I hardly have seen people go fork. So maybe it was a misclick. We also tend to see opponents with anti-missile device. I mean, anti-missile Mustangs, but he probably thinks it's not worth it because he has level 2. But I'm also surprised he didn't go like aerial spec and range. Kind of not sure what he did with all his money. Because I don't see the technologies. No technologies on the Hound. I guess he was just relying on the chaff to just come in and get overwhelmed, but you know, luckily we clicked the incendiary bomb. And I did try this again with another Vulcan like here with incendiary or like Vulcan war crime, and it didn't do as well as this current setup. And also notice that we didn't sell anything, and the opponent was selling stuff every round, which probably wasn't a bad idea because this Scorpion did absolutely nothing. The Hound did way more. You know, even the middle Hound did way more damage. And this Scorpion was completely useless as well. Good thing we didn't tech into it. The sledges maybe didn't do that much, but they were obviously very important for tanking. And yeah, all the Phantom Rays just the Phantom Rays just did everything, obviously. And again, no attack or defense. Last round we did borrow, we get the enhanced range. And yeah, it was a pretty straightforward game, pretty simple game. Really wasn't too. We were never really in trouble. We didn't really see any kind of like threat that we were like worried about. So yeah, I mean to win against the world 6 ranked player like this, hardly breaking a sweat. I mean, it's pretty surprising. I think it just comes down to maybe at this kind of level, he's playing people in the top, you know, probably in the top 20, or in the world only, and I'm pretty sure that no one else in the top 20 is doing ray spam. So it might have been one of the first times he's seen the strategy, and he wasn't really sure how to react to it. Perhaps the ray spam strategy is more prevalent in mid high or low MMRs, but perhaps this opponent was just so high ranked that he was never exposed to really such a basic strategy. So he never really kind of practiced for it. Yeah, and the sandworm really, you know, it was wise to not invest technologies into it, but yeah, the sandworm kind of just gets killed pretty quickly with level raise in numbers, and we also didn't you know, it crossed our mind to click burst, but you know, if you click burst for this, yeah, you will kill it like in double the speed, but then everything else you'll kill in half speed, and you'll probably end up dying to the Raidens because you're just sitting there uncloaked for 7 seconds, just taking multiple shots from all the Raidens. So yeah. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this analysis, and it is indeed amazing that this kind of composition will work at such a high level. And we wish you luck and in playing your race spam strategy. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one.